Back here, first things first. Time now for stories to start your morning. LeBron James will not return to the court tonight against the Clippers, as many had hoped. The Lakers are 6-11 with LeBron out as he nurses that left groin strain. Nick, how much longer can they afford to be without LeBron James?
Well, I mean, they can't really afford to be without him tonight. This is a big game. They're chasing the Clippers for that 8th spot.
Chasing the Clippers.
And by the way, they thought he was going to play tonight. The plan was for him to play tonight, not only because it's the Clippers, but because they have an incredibly difficult stretch starting tonight that then has Golden State on Saturday. They don't want his first game back to be against Golden State. I don't know what happened in the last 36 hours to where the plan got changed a bit, but the plan was for him to play tonight, and now he's not playing tonight.
Jenna, I'm not that surprised at all because, man, my source told me when he originally got hurt, this was more severe than what people had thought. So Steph Curry missed 11 games. LeBron a little bit older. Thought he'd miss at least that amount of time. So I'm not surprised. But every game he misses is critical.
Just real quick, C, you were spot on about how that he would be out longer than I thought. But you should be surprised he's missing tonight. The plan was for him to be back tonight.
All right, let's talk about Bill Belichick.
No, I'm not surprised you missed on that one.
Okay, I didn't miss on that one is what I'm telling you.
Belichick enters Sunday with a 5-3 Super Bowl record. A win would tie him with George Halas and Curly Lambeau for a record 6th NFL title. CeCe, would winning Super Bowl 53 be Bill Belichick's greatest accomplishment?
No. Winning Super Bowl #1 as a failed head coach. Let's not forget what happened to him in Cleveland. He was trying to resurrect his career. People believing in him. They said, oh, man, he's just a good defensive coach. He was not with Parcells. Can he win? Oh, he goes to New England. He upsets the greatest offense we had seen in the NFL, the greatest show on turf, dismantled them. That was his biggest accomplishment.
I think if they are able to go from 11-5, losing record on the road, to Super Bowl champions with a dominating win in the first round of the divisional round, winning on the road, and then beating a 13-3 Rams team, this would be neck and neck as his most impressive run. The best game ever is, of course, the first Super Bowl against the greatest show on turf.
All right, moving on. Talk about bursting onto the scene. Saquon Barkley had high expectations as the #2 overall pick by the Giants. He did not disappoint. He amassed 2,028 yards, becoming just the 3rd rookie to reach the 2,000-yard milestone. And he joins us live from Atlanta. Saquon, good morning. Thanks for hanging with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Well, hope you're enjoying the week. We have to start off by congratulating you on winning the Pepsi Rookie of the Year award. This was voted on by the fans across the country. I'm sure it means something special. What does this honor mean to you, Saquon?
It's crazy. It just caps off the year. I get to come to work every single day, be a New York Giant, live my dream, play in the NFL, and then at the end of the year get voted on NFL Pepsi Rookie of the Year by the fans. So definitely got to say thank you to the fans, and also thank you to my teammates and everyone that helped me get put in this position.
Saquon, Chris and I got to see you play in person in college football at Ohio State, a game that you started off with a kick return touchdown. And when you guys were warming up, didn't have your jerseys on, it was pretty clear who the best player on the field was just from watching you. And watching you in the NFL, your ability to take the talent that you showed in college and make some NFL guys look like college defenders is really unlike anything I've seen, at least regularly in my time watching the game. What do you think is the key to your success and what I would consider almost an unprecedented ability to bounce off your first hit, keep your balance, and keep moving forward?
I was definitely give credit to, my work ethic, and the things that I do with my trainers and, putting me in uncomfortable positions and working on my strength. That I think ever since I was in high school, that's when I realized what you do in your off season, what you do in the weight room, and what you do in training translates to the field. And ever since I took that approach, I've been having a lot of success. So I would definitely say giving credit to strength, working on my strength, working on my speed, and working on my flexibility to be able to bend and get low. I weigh like 230 pounds, so I'm considered a bigger back. But to be able to cut like a smaller back, that's things you have to focus on. And I think that's one of the strengths of my play.
Saquon, there was a number of things that myself and others were worried about. You coming from Penn State, great career there at Penn State. We hadn't seen the Penn State running backs be dominant in pro football. Fair or unfair, you removed that myth in your rookie season. I typically would ask, what was the biggest adjustment between college and pro? But since you were so successful, give me what the adjustment's going to be from rookie year to year number 2. You talked about your training staff. Now you've been through the league 1 year. What are some of the things you didn't know that you might need to work on so that you might even improve on that great rookie season that you had?
Well, I think not only for myself, but every rookie is going to have this issue. We got a year of tape on us, So now coaches in the offseason are going to be able to scheme on you. So now I got to go back and watch film and see what defenses did to me and where I lacked in my play and where I can be better. So obviously watch film, watch every play I have, learn from the good things I did, and also learn from the mistakes that I made. And watch, like I said, watch how defenses attack me. And when defense did have more success against me, what were they doing? What were their fronts? Were they slanting? Or to blitzing more, figure those things out. And then challenge is to elevate my game to another level. And what I mean that, not just talking about only on the field, with leadership also, and also elevating the others around me. And that's going to be the 2 biggest challenges that, I'm much more than willing to take on. And I believe if I can figure those things out, I can have even a better year.
All right, Saquon, I got to ask, toughest defense you faced this season. Which team got out there and you went, whoa? I was not quite prepared for that. Who surprised you the most?
I would say it has to be the first game of the year against Jacksonville. What they were able to do the year prior and all the hype that they had coming around their defense was real in the first game of the year. I think like the first 3 carries I had, I was hitting the backfield, and my first carry I had was almost a safety. So that's when I was just like, whoa. But to be able to go through that game and to stick with it and be able to bust out a long run later on in a game just showed me that all the hard work that I put in. And it's just like college. Teams going to do things to stop you, and teams going to have some success stopping you. But something that I believe in my game, that that I'm a game changer, and I'm able to take it to the zone at any time. So I just got to be patient and take what they give you. But when they give me the opportunity, got to make them pay for it.
Guys in my position love making comps. This player reminds me of this player from history. You were a really hard guy to make a comp to. It was always a combination. It's like, well, catching the ball, he reminds me a bit of Marshall Faulk, but running the ball a little bit of Adrian Peterson. Was there a player that you modeled your game after? Was there a player that, as a high schooler maybe, that you emulated? Or has it always kind of been a one-of-a-kind situation?
No, I've been a fan of the game for a very long time, ever since I was little, and I'm still a fan of the game now. I still watch film on the backs now of the Zekes, the Ty Gurleys, the McCaffreys, the AKs, and of the world, and try to learn from them. But I would say I can't say I model my game after him, because no one can ever be what he was, because he was such a great talent. But Barry Sanders, just the way how he was able to get low on his cuts and just make people miss. I think personally the best ever to play with the ball in his hand. So I can't say I model my game after him, but watch a lot of highlights on him, watch his football life, see the way he carried himself, the things that he did for his teammate when he scored, give the ball to the ref. But I would say that's someone who, I guess you could say I tried, but it's never going to happen. It's impossible. He was too of a unique talent, but I've heard comparisons of that, and the fact that I even get those comparisons means so much to me.
I'm going to make you step into year 2 already. I know this is your first Super Bowl as a rookie, but you talked about the leadership standpoint. You're going to get asked this question more than any other question. Is Eli Manning washed up? Is Eli Manning good enough to lead the New York Football Giants to Super Bowl 54?
Is he washed up? I do not believe that at all. When you go back and you look at film, we all left plays out there. I know he's a quarterback in New York market and New York media, so everyone loves to put the blame on him, but it's not about him. When you go back and you watch film and you break it down, we lost 8 games, 7 points or less. And I mean, that's just the NFL, to be honest. And obviously, Chris, you know that. So we just got to find a way as a team to finish those games. It wasn't that Eli wasn't making no plays. It wasn't that Odell or myself or this guy. It wasn't one person that wasn't making no plays. We weren't playing great situational football, and we weren't finishing our games. And we started to do that a little bit in the second half of the year, but we have to take that approach early on. And I believe that what we have in our locker room and what we have in our team and our staff is special. And I believe that we could take the approach and start playing for each other and believe in each other. I believe we can have a special year next year.
It's no doubt the Giants have some special players. You at the top of that list, the other one being Odell Beckham. It seems as if you guys have created some type of chemistry off the field, even though it seems like your brands are totally different. Give me a couple examples of how Odell has helped you transition from being a great college player to having the great rookie season that you had.
I would say just the biggest thing would be the conversations that we have outside football, whether if we're chilling or we're doing a team dinner. Even before I was a Giant, just the advice that he gave me, he's been through it all. He's seen it all. He's one of the most, if not the most famous football player, and it happened to him out of nowhere after one catch. All the fame went up, and in the way that he played. So I would say that it would be the biggest thing for me with the advice that he gave me. It was almost like a big brother. And I'm so thankful. I can never say anything bad about Odell. He's helped me so much in my life, not only on the football field, but in my life, and continue to help me grow and continue to learn from him. And like you said, he's a special talent, and I believe that me, him, and with the help of our teammates and our coaches, we could be a special duo and a special team.
Saquon, last week you played in the Pro Bowl for the first time. The weather was just spectacular. I'm sure it was a great experience. Said nobody ever. Tell us about that experience. What was it like? What was it like sharing the field with all the best players in the league right now playing the game?
It's crazy. It's crazy to make a Pro Bowl as a rookie. You got to cherish that. There's some guys who never made a Pro Bowl, and you don't know if you're ever going to make it again. So I definitely try to cherish it. I got to play defense a little bit. But for me, it was crazy because I trained at Tom Shaw the year before. So I trained in Orlando. I was a dummy. I was one of those guys who was trying to see if the skill challenge was going to work, make sure everything was working. And a year later, I'm competing in the skill challenge. Was able to win the skill challenge. And then you see guys like Russell. You see guys like Andrew Luck. That you see playing when you're growing up, and now you're on the same field as those guys, whether you're on your team or you're going against, and it's just crazy. It just not only the Pro Bowl rookie year, the year I had, the year we had the team, as much as I've learned from my teammates and my coaches this year, man, I'm really blessed, and it's truly an honor to be in a position I am.
All right, before you go, Saquon, I got to tell you, you caused a big point of contention between myself and my partner, Chris Carter, this year with all these hurdles you did in-game. I love it. I think it's one of the dopest things the new generation of football players is doing. Chris talks about how dangerous it is. Someone's going to get flipped over, land on their head. What is going through your mind when you're executing that? And how confident are you each time that it's going to end as spectacularly as it consistently did?
Sometimes you watch film, and you watch film on guys like a DB or safety, and you see how he attacks you as a defender. And a lot of defenders like to go low, being a bigger back. That's a lot of people's answers to bring me down to the ground. And sometimes you watch the film and you predetermine when I get this chance, if it's an open space or at the right time, that I'm going to jump over that guy. Sometimes by the goal line, you're just like, you know what, we need 3 yards, it's 4th and 3. You know what, let's jump and let's find a way to get in the end zone there. But sometimes, you just react. And your God-given ability just takes over. And there's sometimes you can't describe why you did it. And it's crazy to think. But, yeah, so it's all about how defenders attack you. And every time I do it, I try to be confident with it. I never really try to do moves that I'm not confident about. But I know you say that it's dangerous, but I think people really don't expect it because you see it, but it's not a lot. But you also got to be aware that you can't do it too much, so teams aren't expecting for you to do that. But I love doing it. My mama, she hates when I do it though. But okay. I mean, I think the fans love that I do it also too.
Yeah. Listen to your mama and listen to Chris Carter. All right. Don't listen to Nick Wright, bro.
He's watching film. He's planning it out. It's strategic. I love that.
Saquon, thank you so much for spending time with us today. It was great insight.
And
we really appreciate it.
And we personally want to invite you. We're here in New York City. We're fans of Saquon Barkley. If you ever want to come to the show, you're invited. I'll let you do all the jumping you want to.